Alan's getting started on a tile setting job.
Well, Alan, this will be an easy one. Not a very large area to deal with here.
No, this will be a cinch to do. And typically, you and I would come in here and pop a chalk line right down the center here, pop a chalk line center here, and that little X marks the spot. That's going to be the starting of our tile. We're not going to do that. We're going to do something, we'll just say it's easier because I like it easy on me. What we're going to do, it's a closet, let's face it. So instead of putting it right down the center, making it look symmetrical, I'm going to start on one wall and put only on one side a cut tile. The reason why, the clothes are going to hang right over here. You're not going to see a cut tile on this side of the wall.
And that'll save a lot of materials as well as a lot of time, because like Alan said, ordinarily you would divide everything up and have a cut piece on each side of the wall. And this kind of idea may come in handy if you have a particular kind of bathroom that you want to line up on one wall and move over and hide the cut piece, maybe under a vanity, something like that. But this should work out great, especially with clothes here.
I think it will. What I do want to do though is go ahead and pop a line on this one.
Hey, where's my knee pads?
While Alan begins mixing up the thin-set adhesive that we'll use to glue the tiles in place, I begin laying out and making all those cuts we talked about for the right side of the closet. If you're only making straight cuts like we are here, a scoring cutter will do the job. Now, if you have more complex interior cuts, you may want to spring for a day's rental on a wet saw. Back inside, Alan begins putting down the thin set with a notch trowel. And this is a key step because if you get the hang of spreading this stuff, you can lay tile. The notches also ensure that the thin set is a consistent depth all over the floor so that when the tiles are pressed down, the individual ridges of thin set compress and spread out evenly. A level set across the top of the tiles guarantees that the surfaces are level and rubber spaces placed between them keep grout lines a consistent size. Now, speaking of the grout, that comes after the tiles have set overnight to dry completely. A rubber grout float is the tool for this job, and you drag it across the floor, pulling the grout so that you can press down into the grooves without snagging anywhere on the edges. When the grout starts to set up, it's time to clean off all the excess with a sponge and a bucket of clean water. If you're doing a larger area, you'll need to empty your bucket a few times and get clean water to be sure you remove all of the grout haze from the surface of the tiles.
Now, Alan, I know you'll agree that a successful ceramic job is really depending upon that perfect cut.
I would agree to that. Fortunately, I was able to make it work anyway, though. You keep practicing. This was an easy installation because we put the ceramic tile directly to a concrete slab. Now, you may not have that. House may be up on piers. If you've got a wood floor system, don't put that tile down on the wood. You need to put down one layer of cement and backer board first.
You know, a question that we get all the time when we're dealing with ceramic is whether or not you need to put shoe molding around the perimeter of the room. Well, you can if you want to. It's more of a personal preference, but here our ceramic fit perfectly right under the baseboard. We really didn't need it at all.
Now, one other question you may ask yourself is, do I need to seal the grout? Certainly if it's a high traffic area, particularly if it's around a lot of moisture, such as kitchens, bathrooms, or even the foyer.